Hello, hello. Surprisingly, I had a very profound conversation at the weekend also about the topic of acceptance. Even though we were standing at a street party and one or two beers had already flowed. This is, by the way, not the reason why my voice sounds like that. Sorry for this. Although it usually sounds very simple and super logical that acceptance is the most important thing to be able to tackle any problem in this world. Unconditional acceptance is not applied by most people or only when everything else has failed. We tend to not want to accept an actual state. We are still looking for solutions in situations where there has been no solution for a long time. And every fiber of our being says, I don't want this anymore, no matter what or how. We waste valuable resources of time as well as personal energy in the search for solutions to problems that are often already far too advanced or have been leading a life of their own for a long time that can no longer be undone. There are more than enough examples of this in daily life. A job that is no longer fun and has been nothing but stressful for months is overwhelming and producing nothing but stomach aches. Another example can be the abandonment of a business or a restaurant in which someone only puts money but no longer makes a cent of profit. But the heart and soul is attached to it and to a dream that has worked for a long, long time. And another example is, of course, relationships. We fight for a relationship that hasn't wanted to be fought for a long time, although all the signs haven't even been pointing to a storm for many months and sometimes many years, because there's just ignorance on the other side of your bad love, whatever. When I think of the last 2 years of my first relationship, I wanted to grow old with that guy, and all he wanted to do was go to the darkroom or meet his bitches because he didn't value our relationship and me anymore. My own behavior of not recognizing what had passed and my not wanting to accept that my dream no longer wanted to be lived made me really sick at the time. 2 lost years. I excused always with, I was fighting for it. Today I know I was a desperate fool. But you know, when we don't want to hear anything about acceptance, whenever it's about our own mental health. When someone tells us that we have depression or suffer from some other mental illness, then the topic of acceptance gets pushed far away. It was no different for me. But acceptance is extremely important in this area in order to be able to fight these illnesses successfully. I will try to explain why this is so. Acceptance is important when it comes to mental health because it promotes a positive attitude toward oneself and others. Acceptance reduces stigma. Acceptance helps to reduce the stigma around mental illness. By accepting that mental health is just as important as physical health, we can fight prejudice and discrimination. Of course, we can't do this if we believe that everyone else has a chip on their shoulder, but we don't, to put it a bit bluntly. Acceptance helps to promote self-esteem. Acceptance enables people to accept themselves as they are without judging themselves for their feelings, thoughts or illnesses. This can strengthen self-esteem and increase well-being. Acceptance supports coping with whatever. Acceptance is an important step on on the path to coping with mental illnesses. By accepting that we have certain issues, we can focus on dealing with them and seeking support. Acceptance promotes empathy and understanding. When we accept that mental health is important in ourselves and others, we are more likely to show empathy and be understanding of other people's experiences. This can lead to a more supportive and accessible environment. And acceptance reduces stress. By accepting our own mental health and needs, we can reduce stress. By indulging ourselves and paying attention to what is good for us, we can take better care of our well-being. If you are trading water, if your solutions are half-truths, if you are unhappy because you are being asked to do something that is deeply repugnant to you, and if you are not making any more progress, then just try unconditional and uncompromising acceptance in your mind and heart. You will be surprised how quickly the right solution appears. And if you have an example of acceptance that shows how you found a solution with it, feel free to post it as a comment. Ciao, ciao.